FNCS, ladies and gentlemen, the most important tournament of the year is now back, and that means that I will be posting a lot of videos on how you can improve and place in this tournament. Today, we're taking a look at what I learned from week 1, and I would recommend everyone watching the entire video to understand every mistake and what we learned from it. Before we get into that, remember that for every 1,000 users we get on code MarinTM, I'll be coaching one of you guys for a full tournament session. And let's aim for 5,000 likes. With that said, let's get into today's episode. Starting off with game number 1, we made a massive mistake by not basing up on the dead side in the second zone. As you guys know, in the first lobby, the players are mostly bad, and most of them won't know how to play dead side. Going dead side will give you a lot of playroom to farm back up your mats, get free rotations, and get free storm surge tags on long range. When you're on the contested side of zone like we are, you will have a higher chance of getting lobby focused and sprayed. Right here, when I'm tarping, I should have gone 2 boxes longer into the first moving zone, because this way we would have had a free second moving rotation, because I only barely got in. We had 5 different teams around us, and this caused for chaos. My job in trios is tarping and tarping only. What I need to do is only focus on tarping and getting my team into zones safely and fully trusting my teammates to do the fragging. Right here, I make an impulsive, idiotic decision and end up getting eliminated and throwing our game 1 because of it. Taking off-spawn fights or fights in general in trios is all about coordinating team plays together, trusting your teammates, and being clear as one can be in your communication. That's why we very often succeed in fights together, because we have full trust in each other. Right here, Panther gets headshot sniped, and I should have immediately edited Panther and myself down 1 layer and placed cones above our heads. Sitting in the open like I did here was completely idiotic and something that should never ever have happened. In game number 3, we get into a couple of fights that we easily win, and this is simply because we play our roles correctly, and since I'm on a little bit of a higher ping, I just support Panther and Ambox no matter what they do. Moving into the end game, we're always looking up for high ground, and in practice, or scrims if you will, we always played mid ground and low ground, but for some reason we all agreed that we wanted to take high ground in our first 3 games because we thought the players up there would be useless. But this is stupid, because we're not following our game plan. Already in game number 3, we've thrown away a lot of potential placement points in our first 2 games. And moving into next week, we're just gonna play mid and low layers, because that's where we shine, and that's our game plan. In game number 4, I don't have the full trust in my teammates, so I go for a solo play and a 50-50, which is totally ridiculous. The reason I play like this is because of my ping. In the near future, I'm going to move to get better ping, and this will help a lot with my confidence and gameplay. In this endgame, we double a bouncer, and this would have been incredibly good if we didn't go for dead side, but directly into the zone. Going for dead side here was not the greatest play, because it was so open and we had a big chance of getting focused by the teams rotating. Unfortunately, somebody does exactly that and completely outplays us. This is for 2 reasons. 1, my rotation was very bad. I should have went directly into the zone and not out for the full dead side. And 2, because we weren't fully together as a trio. We were slightly split from each other, and this cost us the game. So now we've seen 5 incredibly unstructured bad games. So let me show you a near perfect game. In this game, everybody played their roles perfectly, including me. So, as you guys already know, I am a tarper, and a lot of you guys watching might be a tarper too. And yes, we only build walls, floors, and cones, but there is more to it. As a tarper, you have to fully focus on getting awareness over your opponents, claiming builds ahead and being the fastest to reach certain points in the zone so you don't mess up for your trio. In this endgame, I also had full trust in my trio members to get refreshes for me so that I could get more mats and tarp safely into each and every moving zone. And they delivered and did so perfectly. As you guys can tell, there is now 6 seconds until the second moving zone is showing up. And it's incredibly important that you, as a tarper, is prepared for that zone so you can rotate instantly. And because I was prepared, we got the best possible spot we could have gotten, and we claimed ultimate low before anyone else. So now we've got ultimate low. What's the next play? Well, the tarper is gotta be super aware and cut people off so that our tarp don't get scuffed. And the fragger can now use a perfectly good tarp to look for refresh eliminations for the tarper. Now Panther comes with a god call. He says there is 6 players remaining and only 3 teams. This means that we're the only trio alive and can start going for the game-winning play. Right now, I should have been in my cone for 2 more seconds and said to my teammates, you need to get to and follow me for the entire second moving zone. If I would have said this, everyone would have been together and we would have unarguably placed at least top 2 in this endgame. But because I didn't wait for 2 seconds, we got split and ended up in shambles because of it. In game number 8, we simply got outplayed off spawn. And in game number 9, or in other words, our final game, my trio died off spawn and I had to reboot them in Hunter's Haven. But another team unfortunately heard that and hard W-keyed us and we died because of it. So yeah, where does that leave us? Well, with one of our worst tournaments yet. But also, definitely the tournament me, Panther, and Ambox will learn the most we'll ever learn from a tournament. Obviously, it's super sour that we didn't qualify. But honestly, it doesn't matter too much because I am more than sure that we'll do great next week. I am in the perfect trio for me. We're all grinders and I believe in us. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and take care.